All right. Well, hello, welcome everybody to another wonderful evening here at Would Be Heroes. My name is Fisher, and I'm going to be running this game of Scum and Villainy, a game from our friends at Evil Hat Games. It's going to be backwards in the camera, unfortunately, but there you go. There's an offshoot of Blades in the Dark, and we're excited here to bring you our first official episode of Space Surfers. Last time we had an episode 0 and some character creation and got into a little bit of a heist. But this time we're really going to be starting things off. Like I said, I'm Fisher. I'm going to be running this game. And this week, what we're going to talk about before we get started in the game are sci-fi movie recommendations. And ladies and gentlemen, I went and saw Predator Badlands last night, and it was really good. So everybody should go check that movie out because I was very impressed. Next up, who wants to take that? John.
Hello, I'm John. Today I am playing Armand, the Mystic. Sci-fi movie recommendations. You know what? Alien Requiem. Wait, is Requiem the good one that occurred?
You mean Resurrection?
No. Damn it, the one of the newer Alien movies that came out that was actually good.
Oh, Romulus.
Yeah. Oh, that movie was way better than it had any right to be.
I mean, we're in an era where Alien and Predator movies might actually be good again, and it seems like we might be building up to a real canon AVP movie, which is crazy. So, who wants to go next?
Well, I can go. I'm Adam. Tonight I'll be playing X302, and sci-fi movie recommendations. I don't have anything super current. I will say I just recently went back and watched the animated Transformers 1. Highly recommended.
Oh.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Surprised at how fantastic it was. It was like a stunt casting of a bunch of like Marvel actors. I'm like, this is going to be awful, and it was fantastic.
Chris Hemsworth is Optimus Prime.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. ScarJo was Alita. Like, yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, I heard it was awesome. I feel like we're kind of in this new era where like the last TMNT movie was the animated movie was really good, and
it was so good.
Like it feels like all the people who love this stuff are making it again, and that's the era that I love to live in. So, well, last but not least, D.
Sci-fi movie. You know, I really don't watch all that much sci-fi, but there's one movie that I've just remembered that I was like scrambling to find the name of it, and I think I found it. It is called I think it's called Existence or Existence. It's a
Existence.
With Existence. A Z. Yes.
Fantastic. Yep.
Which is like just like the weirdest thing. Like one of my favorite things is just like assembling a gun out of bone leftovers from out of like a lunch junk thing. It was amazing. Such a fun movie.
Interesting. And D, you're playing our scoundrel tonight, right? Tiberius Grom.
I am. Yes, indeed. I am playing Tiberius Grom.
All right. Well, why don't we jump into things a little bit here? Last time, we built some characters. We have a mystic, we have a scoundrel, and we have a muscle, a slug in a robot suit, a noble from a lost hegemonic house, and an android assassin. So I think it's going to be a fun game. Last time, you guys were all on a planet called Slugmoxia, where John's character, Armand, is from. And for one reason or another, you all were there and had to make your way off of the planet and ran into each other. And you ran into a bounty hunter and some 51st Legion guards who guard the spaceport. And, hilarity ensued. And as you were escaping the planet, a giant space worm was emerging out of space into the atmosphere to devour the planet. Which is something that Armand has been waiting for his whole entire life, being a member of the cult of the Great Space Worm. So yeah, I mean, it was a fun little uh, dash together stunt there that you guys all did. And afterwards, you all end up in space. There are some consequences left over from this, of course. Your ship has a little bit of damage to its hull. Your landing gear or landing bay. I'm sorry. Yes. Your landing bay is damaged, so it's going to be hard to get your shuttle out of the landing bay. But we'll see. Might not be a big deal. And then also Armand has a level 1 harm called Way Burned because he,
Oh, yeah.
while connecting to the Great Space Worm and trying to move your ship out of the way, he linked to it telepathically, and the immense power of this great way beast from space was a little bit too much for his brain to handle. So you're a little sensitive. You're going to have limited effect with any of your way powers until you get this harm taken care of. So make sure to write that down. It doesn't look like it's in there right now.
Yeah, I cannot edit the
You
the big
can't
boy
edit it
playbook.
yet? I'll do it. You can request to edit, and I'll add you. I think everybody.
I
else
did.
Oh, I shared it, so I think you should be able to do it now. But if
I
not,
will
I'll do it.
reload. Ah, yes. Now I can edit stuff.
Yeah, and I added it in there for you. So you are way burned. So you will have less effect on any of your way abilities until you get that level 1 harm healed, which is not very difficult. So we can go into that when we get into your downtime abilities. Yes, hello. Sorry, I got all these pets here moving my microphones. Fresca, can you please? Okay. Now, let's talk about what needs to be done here. You guys escaped, and we're going to say, so you have 2 cred in your ship already, and we're going to say that that was just cred that you guys had, and we're going to say that there's also 2 cred in the ship that Batro had on the ship. So you guys actually have 4 cred right now on your ship, so that is your payoff from successfully escaping from the planet. So we'll add that in over on the Fire Drake page. Yeah, 4 cred. Now, your ship can only hold 4 cred, which is a lot. It basically has to store it, like, inside of its computer system. I don't know. This is also just a rules thing, so whatever. You can, I think, unlock a vault that allows you to store more cred, but the idea is that you guys kind of want to take that cred and split it up among yourselves, and maybe have a little bit left over on the ship. You'll also need cred for the upkeep of your ship, but you can skip upkeep, and then you have to roll, and maybe bad things will happen to your ship. I'm also thinking about introducing an optional fuel rule, where every time you use your jump drive, you use up fuel, and your fuel is equal to your engine quality times 2. So right now, you guys would all have 2 fuel, and if you wanted to use your jump drive, it would you'd have to use 1 fuel, and then your fuel refuels when you do your upkeep, or you can also refuel separately from that. And I'm thinking about introducing it because I think it adds a little bit of a cool resource management thing that this game doesn't totally have. So for now, I think we're gonna add it in. If it gets stupid, maybe we won't. But I kind of like it.
Yeah.
So you have the 2 cred on the ship for a total of 4. There you go. Now, you do need to pay your upkeep for your ship. This will not fix the damage on the ship. This is just like general, refueling your ship, getting things and sensors taken care of, running through diagnostics, that kind of stuff. You'll have to probably find somebody to fix your ship, at least from what I understand. Maybe let me double check this really quick, or I'll look for it in a minute. But from what I understand, you're going to need to find somebody to actually fix the damage to the hull of your ship. So do you guys want to pay the 1 cred for upkeep to keep everything running cool, or do you want to skip it and potentially have to roll? And you know, like a system could go down in your ship or something if anything fails. That's up to you guys.
I mean, I imagine we just pay the upkeep.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we
All
could
right.
pay the ship upkeep and then each take a credit and we're all
Sure.
divvied up.
Yeah, you guys want to do that? Cool.
Yeah.
We'll pull the cred out of the ship, and then each of you guys go ahead and add a cred to your. Oh, and I need to make Soulbind an editor. Did that? Whoa, what happened?
This is more wealth
There
than
we
I have ever seen before.
There we go. I gave you access to that, so you should be able to edit your sheet now. Yeah, and remember, a cred is like a month worth of money, basically. It's a decent amount of cash for you guys to be able to work with. Although 1 cred is going to go away pretty quickly, so you know you're going to need more. Let's go here next to heat. Right, we need to generate heat here. Oh, and how does that one work? Let's get into downtime activities.
We didn't attract any attention. It was fine. It was super clean.
Yeah.
Nobody noticed.
No witnesses.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially not that guy who
Okay.
saw us steal his ship.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's fine.
Procyon is full of prying eyes and informants. Anything you do might be witnessed, and there's always evidence left behind. To reflect this, your crew acquires heat. So let's look at this. 0 heat, completely quiet, others are blamed. 1 heat, smooth and quiet, low exposure. 2 heat, contained, standard exposure. 4 heat, loud and chaotic, high exposure. 6 heat, wild, devastating exposure. Now let's just say the planet getting eaten by a worm was not your fault, so that's not really going to factor into your heat very much.
That
Although
does
you
eliminate a
did-
lot of evidence.
It does.
True.
You're right about that. Although there are still people who got off the planet, and Batro is probably still out there. He still had his, like personal fighter jet that he had. So I'm gonna say 2 heat, contained, standard exposure. You got involved with some 51st Legion. You got involved with Batro, and X302 is still being hunted by an assassin from the Starless Veil, who did not see you. Yeah, maybe. That is true. Technically, you do not know whether or not she got off that planet alive. So we're gonna say 2 heat. I think that
Fair enough.
makes a lot of sense. Where's the heat? On this sheet. Is it not on here?
Is it on the factions sheet?
I thought it was on the Fire Drake sheet. Weird. Well, I'm going to write that down then. And just say that you guys have 2 heat.
We have a car.
That is weird. I have to look into this. Yeah, there's a heat wanted tracker that does not seem to exist on this character sheet, but that's okay.
'Tis unfortunate.
Yeah. That was very unfortunate. And you guys don't have them individually
No.
on your own sheets. Weird. All right, well, that's okay. Maybe I'll just add one later. Not a big deal. You have 2 heat. It's easy to remember. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 heat. Gets you a 1 wanted rating. Yeah, so I'll just probably add that in. When your heat reaches 8 in a system, So each system has its own heat. Oh, I see.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll have to add. I'll have to add it in somewhere. Each system has its own heat, so you can leave a system to to lose your wanted level, kind of. And eventually you can clear heat and wanted levels. You can lay low in a different system. Yeah, that's the way that things work. Okay. Well, you guys having escaped from Slugmoxia, you have a little bit of downtime, and I'm gonna say that what you guys probably are gonna do, and you can change your minds about this, but the big like place to go in this sector is a moon called or in this not in this sector, in the system is a moon called Warren. I don't know if you guys all still have that map that I posted in visual. Yeah, it's still there. So in the Rin system, there's a planet called Aleph, which is like a gas mining planet, similar to Slugmoxia, kind of on the other side of the system. And orbiting Aleph is a moon called Warren. And Warren is like the big seat of it's in Ecumenopolis. It's a city that spans the whole entire moon, and it's the seat of power. It's where the governor of this system and sector live. So it's a big place. That's kind of what I was thinking would be the place where you guys go to do your downtime and maybe get your ship fixed. It's just kind of the place that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So if that's cool with you guys, I think that's probably where you jumped to
Yep.
after the planet blew up, and then that's where you spent. That's where you refueled and what have you. Now here's the thing, though. We're gonna jump into a little bit of gameplay here. While you guys were on your way back, or actually probably after you got back, Armand, you have noticed on the ship, you're way burned. You've got like your senses are kind of fried with your attunement to the way. But you have noticed, like out of the corner of your eye, you will see something that looks like a like a creature moving, and then you'll turn and look, and it's not there. But it just seemed like it kind of keeps happening to you.
I'm sure it is fine.
So what do you guys want to do for your downtime activities? We have you each get 2 downtime activities, and there are a bunch of different things that you can do. Let me pull up the list now. Here we go. Downtime. So you each can do a number of things. You can acquire an asset, which can be, a bunch of different things. A contractor, a ground vehicle, or a legal ship module, one special item or a set of common items, a service. There's like a bunch of different things. If you want to get something for the crew, you can acquire an asset. You can craft, and or work on a long-term project. That's another thing that you can do. You can start a clock for like a long-term project that you want to get done. And crafting, you can build items that you have studied schematics for. That's interesting. A big thing that people typically do on downtime is indulge their vices. So you can engage in your vice and clear your stress. But you have to kind of be careful with that. If you don't have a lot of stress and you indulge your vice too much, you will kind of like knock yourself out of the game a little bit. And then you'll have to make a new character. Overindulgence. If your vice roll clears more stress than you had marked, you overindulge. A vice is not a reliable, controllable habit. It's a risk. So when you overindulge, You make a bad call because of your dice, either a rash action, a big talk, or you are lost. So like rash action reduces your stash by 4, or you take 2 debt. Big talk, brag about your exploits. The crew gains +2 heat in the current system. Or lost, your character vanishes for a few weeks. Play a different character. So yeah, there can be some consequences. So typically, you don't want to indulge your vice unless you have a decent amount of stress you want to try to burn off.
Or the fact that you can go on a bender and then just disappear for a couple of weeks.
That's very Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah. You can also lay low, which will let you get heat pulled off of you. You can recover, which will help you get some of your harm taken off of you. You can repair your ship, or you can train, which will let you add a little bit of XP into one of your stat categories. So those are all the different things that you can do. Does anybody know a downtime activity that they would like to get into?
So, I was thinking training. So, how do training work?
Okay. Training.
So my overall goal is to see if I can unlock a special ability. But
okay. So yeah, you can train your playbook. Instead of training one of your stats, you can train your playbook XP. So the way that works is, why don't you tell me what you're doing to train first and foremost? What exactly is Armand doing on the ship, or on the moon of Warren, to train?
Okay, so on the way to Warren, like he'll probably claim one of the rooms on the ship as his own, since this is ours now.
And there are crew quarters that are plentiful, like more than you guys need. The ship is big, so.
Aren't you like a slug? Wouldn't a bowl be enough?
Yes. No.
Maybe a large.
But yeah,
pot.
so he is. Yeah. So yeah, he is going to shut down the robot suit. Slime his little sluggy way up to the top of his head. And where's that? Okay. And yeah, Slugmoxian kind of looks like a normal slug, but they have this brain-like growth on their back. They got tiny little like T-Rex arms, an old man face, and one eye at the end of a stalk. And so this horrid creature,
horrifying, yeah.
Yeah, this horrid creature crawls out of the chest of the Armand suit, climbs up to the top, and starts meditating. And while meditating, since I want the kinetic skill, I would like him to be trying to connect with the way and start rearranging the things of this room to match the proper Cult of the Great Worm feng shui.
So you spend some time trying to move some stuff around, and it is difficult. It is not a practice that you have spent a lot of time doing. So you managed to get a couple of things lifted, but it's hard to move them around and put them in the places that you want them to be, especially because you're still way burned. You're having a hard time attuning. You feel like your Slugmoxian senses are just dulled. And also, while you're meditating and trying to move stuff around the room, there's something you hear something kind of off in a corner, like some like weird chittering. And if you open your eyes and you look at it for a second, there's this terrifying tentacled, multi-mouthed bug creature on the wall, and then it swoops out of reality.
Uncle Francois?
Go ahead and mark 1 XP in your playbook, which is
Play-
at the top of your playbook there, and that's what you get for training. So there you go. There's your first downtime activity. Who wants to go next? Who's got a downtime activity that they want to get into?
I think I would probably like to try and... I don't know if I can, but I'll try to fix the ship.
Sure. Let's look into that real quick. When you repair, you take the time to buy the appropriate parts and oversee major fixes to your ship. If you want to repair a crosswire or a sparking oscillator, you just need a rig roll. These kinds of repairs fix battle damage and bring back systems from the brink. When you take the repair action, spend 1 cred and clear 1 damage on a ship system. There is a mechanic ability, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, you'll need to spend a cred to
That's
get some
expensive.
parts and work on fixing the ship. Yeah, I mean, you did kind of severely damage your landing bay. You
No,
ran
you
into...
We stole an aircraft carrier. Okay, it's not cheap to repair it.
I mean,
It's kind of a small
It could take into
aircraft
account
carrier,
like
but-
inflation.
Just got to find ourselves a nice back alley mechanic that'll
Yeah.
give us a discount.
Yeah. And you can totally, you can look for someone who can maybe help you ship your fix on the cheap. Ship your fix? Wow.
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
That's a different back alley dealer.
Can I
Yeah,
find can I find a back alley fix shipper?
If you... Sure, you can try. You're a scoundrel.
I would like to try.
What would you use? What action would you use to try to find a, maybe a more under the radar? Because there is a like shipwrights guild, and there's probably a place here
Yeah,
that
no,
because
those guys are
everything has to
thieves.
be like regulated and inspected. Exactly. So if you wanted to find somebody on the sly who could maybe fix your ship for a little cheaper, what action would you use?
Are there? There's somewhere there was a list of like standard actions that are not the playbook actions, right?
Oh, I meant so you're gonna pick a stat basically.
Oh, okay. I think I would like to use sway.
Okay.
To
And how, like, who would you be going to, and how would you be swaying them? I mean, we can kind of invent somebody. You guys do have some black market contacts, and you are
Oh, yeah, we do.
friends.
I think that
You
it
are
is-
friends with.
Mm,
Go ahead.
I think it is less of a swaying of the person who's gonna help us fix the ship. It's more of a swaying of the people who know where to find this person. So it's more like of an information gathering thing, which I do have a friend who is an info broker, but I don't know how that comes into play here. But yeah, I think it's more of like trying to essentially like schmooze my way through the back alleys until I get to the person that I need.
Okay. Well, why don't we? Your friend who's an info broker is Aura. And you don't know what Aura looks like. You've never actually met Aura. You can just get in touch with them through the Ansible system. The Ansible system is an in-system communication network. So while you're in the RIN system, you can communicate through the Ansible network to anybody within the system. Anybody outside of the RIN system, that is going to be a little bit harder. And Aura... You're not sure if Aura is in the RIN system, but you can definitely try to give them a call
I will.
on the Ansible network.
Yeah, let's do
So
that.
you go over to the ship's communication. There's probably like a whole room, like a comms room, since this is a little on the bigger side. And there's probably also like a comms station up on the main deck, like Star Trek. I'm kind of envisioning the big front room, sort of like a mix between the Millennium Falcon and a Star Trek ship, the Enterprise. But So it kind of depends on where you want to go, but either way, you can call Aura, and it rings a couple times, and then you get a pickup, and this like modulated voice shows up. You know, there's no video. You just get like a waveform of the talking on the screen, and this modulated voice comes in and is like, who might this be?
Come on, you don't recognize your old friend?
Oh, I didn't have your video on. Hold on. And he clicks on it. You like hear it click. Oh,
Yeah,
Tiberius Grom.
yeah, the one and the only.
Well, what can I do for you today?
Yeah, listen. So, I got some ship repairs I need doing, and well, you know the guild.
Oh, sure. The Starsmiths.
Yeah,
You get a.
they're a bit on the steep side, if you get my drift.
So you're trying to find something a little more underworld, huh?
Well, you know, it's what I do, isn't it? Gotta have friends in low places. Got enough of friends in high places. They don't do much.
Why don't you give me your sway roll, and you
Okay.
can add an extra die since you are friends with Aura. And I'll give you
So
4 dice on
4
sway.
dice. Well, and I'm looking for 6s, right?
Yes, one. You're gonna take your highest number, but if you get 2 6s, that's a critical.
Okay.
So that's good.
I got 1 6.
All right, Aura. You know, seems very friendly and easy to give up this information. I do know there is a Starsmiths Guild member. Where are you at, Warren?
You know it.
Well, there's a Starsmiths Guild member there. There's a Xeno named Octa. You get in touch with him. Here, I can send you that information. He'll probably fix your ship on the cheap. No problems.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Laura. I just love doing business with you.
All right. You have a good one. And
You
he hangs
too.
up. So you have the contact info for some Xeno named Octa, who's a member of the Starship Guild. You can write this down somewhere if you want to. Who, at least this time, will fix your ship on the cheap. And when you go to meet Octa, you know he's got like 4 eyes, like kind of like tentacle stalks. And he's kind of tall and burly. He's blue. He's got like kind of hard chitinous insect skin. But he's friendly and he works fast. So you can go ahead and you don't have to spend the cred.
Awesome.
But he does make it very clear. He's like, I can't get away with this all the time. You know, I'm supposed to write reports for any
just-
materials that I use. So
Just a one-off, buddy. Don't worry about it.
there you go.
Just,
Let's remove
just
that
a
damage.
One-off. I'm never gonna ask for this more than once a day.
Well, that's a successful downtime activity there. Why don't we move on to X302 for your first downtime activity?
Yes. X302. As I recall, as part of his origin creation story, had come across some data on a mission that was very sensitive in nature and realized that was going to lead to him being mind wiped and sort of discovering that that is what happens every time he goes on a mission. It's not something he wants to keep happening. So I would like to start a long-term project because I assume the data is probably heavily encrypted, but while he might know the nature of it or like what it, you know, the implication of it is, he probably doesn't know the specifics. So I would like to start a long-term project to sort of hack and decrypt that data and get to the root of like what it is and who wanted it and that sort of thing.
Absolutely. That sounds great. This is going to be a little on the hard side.
Yeah.
You know, this is highly encrypted, so it's going to be a big clock. It's probably going to be like a 12-section clock. So I mean, you're just getting started on decrypting. You know, you can give me a little bit more description if you want to, but I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, we're gonna make a 12-part clock. So you're gonna make an action roll, and this will determine how much of the clock is going to get filled up right now as you start this project.
Sweet.
So
I'll be back in a few, but I can hear everything.
okay.
Camera. There we go.
Decrypt mystery data, and we're actually gonna drag this. Did you make the whole thing?
I just checked the box and wrote the name.
Okay, let me just real quick. I'm gonna change this real fast. Why is it in white? I don't like that at all. Can I do this? There we go. So there you go. There's your 12-part clock.
Nice.
With the decrypt mystery data. So yeah, if you just drag and to the right, it'll make the clock. But I can also do them too. It's not a big deal. So go ahead and give me an action roll. What would you be using to decrypt this data?
I think that would be a hack.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a hack roll. Just one die.
It's a 5.
Not bad. That is 2 dots on your clock there. So you are just kind of starting to get... Oops, sorry. Just kind of starting to get into, you know, the basics of this code. You feel like it's definitely going to take some work to figure out what this stuff is. All right.
Yeah, and then for the second action, as a part of that, actually, I want to just train hacking because I'm going to need to be better at that if I'm going to do this.
Okay. I think that makes tons of sense. We'll just go ahead and add that in. Go ahead and, you know, you're probably, as an android, you don't really need to sleep. I'm not going to give you any, I don't know if I really even want to give you any sleep rules, like at all. I think you have like almost an eternal battery. You were crafted by the Engineers Guild, which is like, you know, that's where all the craziest shit gets made. And then, like, handed over to the Starless Veil, or you know, maybe through some, they probably bought your shell and then maybe had their own you know, memory encryption type stuff that they could add into you. But you're pretty high tech, so you don't really need to sleep. So we'll just say that you're spending like tons of time on either in your own quarters or wherever you happen to be, just like tapping away at a computer, multiple keyboards, you know, that kind of stuff. So go ahead and add 1 in into your XP for insight. You can add 1 into the XP there.
So how does that correlate later? You spend that to then increase a thing?
When you hit the end of that XP bar, when you hit 6th at the end there,
Mhm.
you clear your insight XP and you can add 1 to hack.
I see. Okay.
And then if you make any rolls in Dr. Hack, Rig, or Study that are desperate, if you make desperate rolls, you get to click 2 XP in any of your actions that you have. So,
Cool.
yeah, you'll slowly gain XP and then be able to spend it on 1 upgrade over time.
Makes sense.
You guys can also get like training upgrades for your ship. So if you wanted to get an insight training upgrade, every time you train, you would get 2 XP instead of 1. And that works for playbook, insight, prowess, or resolve. You can buy that upgrade multiple times depending on which category you want it for. So, you know, like for prowess, you'd probably have like a martial arts training room, gym. For insight, you guys might have like, you know, who knows? weird. There could be a computer system. I don't know. There could be a lot of different things for training inside there, but that is something you can get for your ship if you want to try to upgrade your hack faster, perchance. That's both of yours. So why don't we go back to John? What would Armand want to do for his second downtime activity?
Well, this whole having my brain being burned thing is a problem. So I think I would like to find Ebo 1 because I think he was on the ship when we stole it, and
He was.
seek out recovery.
Okay. So here's what we will do. So Ebo 1 was on the ship when you guys escaped. When you guys got to Warren, he he kind of seemed troubled by some of the stuff that happened, specifically the planet being destroyed, which might be weird to you considering, from what you understand, Ebo 1 was a founder of the cult of the Great Space Worm. But yeah, he's been a little quiet and reserved, and when you guys land on Warren, he comes to you, Armand, and he says, "Well, I must apologize to you, Armand, but I need to leave. I have things I must do in other parts of the galaxy."
Well, we have a ship. We could probably take you to the other parts of the galaxy.
No, Armand, it's okay. You have a new group of friends here, and I think it will be important to you. You have been under the tutelage of the cult of the Great Space Worm for some time, and I fear perhaps the teachings maybe were misunderstood, or maybe I taught them wrong. I'm not sure. But when all you know is one thing, it can shape you negatively. So perhaps it will be good for you as part of your training to go with these other humans and explore the galaxy with them. But if you need me, you can always get in contact with me through the way.
Oh, so speaking of, I may have burnt my brain as we were escaping. And if you know any remedies to clear that up, that would be great. Because I believe I'm hallucinating.
What do you think you're hallucinating?
Well, I saw my Aunt Phyllis scurrying around in my room earlier. Just lots of tentacles and mouths and whatnot. And yeah, I can. Sometimes I see it out of the corner of my eye, like over there. Oh, there. No, it's just always right in my periphery.
Well, that's kind of a separate problem, perhaps.
Oh.
First, let's deal with you. Maybe I can help. I am no doctor, but as it is that your attunement to the way is being affected, maybe I can assist with your meditations to help you clear your mind and reestablish your senses.
Yes, that would be very appreciated.
Okay, so you're going to try to recover, seek treatment, and heal your harm. You're going to roll crew quality -1 to see how available and effective. You don't need to do that. Okay, so the doctor, we're going to say Ebo 1 is tier 3. So why don't you roll 3 dice?
Oh boy, I got those right here. Yeet. 6, a 1, and a 4.
Okay, a 6 would be 3 dots on your recovery tracker. why don't you mark those 3 dots just to have them? You're feeling really good, and you can remove the way burned from your level 1 harm. So any amount of recovery will remove all of your level 1 harm. In order to remove higher harm, that takes a little bit more work. And then you can keep those 3 dots in your recovery clock because
Is
in
it
case
the
you get any more harm.
is it the healing clock?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. I was scouring my page for the word recovery.
No, it's yes, it is the healing clock. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah,
And-
by Evo 1 kind of attunes with you to the way and helps you settle yourself and calm down and relieve some of that stress that has been placed on you by attuning to such a massive space creature. And when you get done, and while you're doing it, you kind of finally feel yourself start to come up, almost like you've been in a haze. And when you do, that chittering sound that you've been hearing, when you meditate sometimes, becomes much, much more clearer. And when you open your eyes and you look at it, you're seeing the same thing. It is some kind of weird, parasitic, entity, and then it slips out of reality into the way. And Evo 1 says, yes, your ship has been infected by some kind of way parasite. Unfortunately, that is also going to be part of your training. And he kind of claps you on your on your metal suit with his metal suit. He says, "I must be on my way. Good luck to you, Armand."
Travel safe, Eva 1.
Yes, may the great space worm
Devour us all.
spare you. Oh, okay, that's fine too. And Ebo 1 is gone. There you
Right
go. There's
at
your
the
second
airlock.
downtime activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just jumps.
Then
no,
the-
you're
Dave's
on
just
Warren.
Oh, screw it!
He meant it when he said the ship was infected. He's getting the fuck out.
D, what would Tiberius Grom like to do for his final
I
downtime activity?
think for his final downtime, I almost said death time. For his final downtime
Yes!
activity, I think Tiberius is just gonna train prowess.
How are you doing that?
I think he's practicing his gun kata in the training room.
Like that. What's that Christian Bale movie? The
Yeah.
Bad Matrix.
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium, yeah.
Yes, thank you. You're doing your equilibrium gun katas.
I forgot about that movie. That's a callback.
Oh man.
It's
okay.
science, man.
Go ahead
It's
and
science how you shoot the most
Yeah.
people.
That's true. Go ahead and mark 1 XP for your prowess as you are training in your quarters.
Yeah.
Because surely you don't want anybody to see this.
No.
He's just training in front of a mirror.
It's like
Yeah.
at some point in time, it's just like it starts off like real serious with like the forms and everything, and then at some point it just just becomes like dancing to 80s music.
Well, with that, why don't we're going to end this downtime section. You guys got all that done, and we're going to take a small break and come back in a couple of minutes here and get into a little bit of free play, and then, maybe a new job will present itself to you guys. So, D, hit that break button.
Alrighty, we're going on.
Break that hit button.
Break. Just let me find it. And zoom.
back. Okay. So, now that we're done with those downtime activities, we enter free play, which is, and it feels weird to denote all of these different modes, but the game, the game kind of has these things built in. So, now that let's talk about Warren a little bit. Let me give you guys a good little description about Warren and some stuff that goes on in this sector and in this system. So you are in the Rin system. This is the entry point to Procyon sector. Rin was colonized a little over 100 years ago. It's a big connection to the core sectors where all of the actual hegemony is. And then you guys are on Warren, which is a moon of Aleph. And so Warren has bustling street markets with neon signs promising food of all kinds in several languages. It's got sort of that Blade Runner market feel. There's hover cars streaming between towering buildings, the bass beat of basement clubs playing the latest mix, patrons stumbling onto the streets singing, socialites attending a gala at the governor's mansion. So, it's just this big, massive city moon. And you guys are, if you're on your ship, you're not parked. You're not parked at a spaceport on Warren. Your ship would be outside of Warren. But you can very easily jump in the shuttle and ride down to Warren and land in a spaceport, which are basically just a galactic parking garage for you to put your car in and then walk into or your shuttle in and then walk into the city. So, what do you guys think you would be doing? You got a little bit of cred on you, but not a lot. So you're gonna need to probably make more soon.
Is there a sci-fi bulletin board available?
No, but you do have plenty of contacts and friends and people you could get in touch with.
I think Tiberius is probably going to be looking for some easy, simple jobs to do while here. Nothing
Sure.
too big, nothing too high profile. He's not looking for high risk, high reward. He's looking for just a little bit of a trickle to help out.
Normal risk, normal reward.
Yeah.
What kind of action do you think you would use to, get information about an easy job? And where would you go? You've probably been to Warren plenty of times.
Yeah.
You probably have. There's a place called the Loch Luna, which it's an infamous bar in the Undercity. So it's there's different levels of class here for sure, and the Undercity is almost all the way down at the actual floor of the moon.
Let me ask you this. What is, in general, probably referring to the entirety of the game as well and the concept, but, how legal or illegal and how obviously so are we? Would I be able to just, walk in somewhere and take up a courier job that's just, a normal courier job where everything's above board? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would, yes. There are jobs that are kind of like that. You can go to the, the more legal factions. You can go to the Guild of Engineers. You can go to House Malclaith, which is, that's the house that runs basically the whole sector. You can go try to find jobs with more legitimate crews if you want to. I'm sure there is a Starsmiths Guild. There is a Starsmiths Guild place here. their main HQ is not on Warren, but there's a place where there are, and that's where you met Octa, where there are people who will sell legal parts and install them, and they'll be inspected and all of that stuff. And you could probably get an above board job at one any
Yeah,
of
I was
those kinds
thinking
of
like
places
just
if
like
you wanted
running
to.
a gig or two, depending on how much time we want to spend here. But just like running a gig or two, for one, just to have something above board, but also with the intention of making that like keeping up the appearances of full legality.
Well, that sounds like a great conversation for you guys to have as a crew. What kind of job do you want to take? You're all here together on this ship. I'm sure it's been, you've all been off doing your own
We
little
could do
things,
something
but
bigger,
I think
something
maybe you
down
all
to
kind
board.
of find yourself. Maybe you guys all
Well,
kind of find yourself around the same table finally
actually,
after all your downtime.
before
activities.
before we do all of that, who the hell are you guys?
I suppose that's a fair question. I am simply designation X302. Former hegemonic military intelligence. Disavowed. Probably hunted. You may very well have been marked for death simply for being in the same breathing space as me. Just so you know.
And we've said before, X302 is kind of he's like a dapper looking, sort of normal, can blend into a crowd, unassuming male who you would maybe never know as a robot, right?
Yes, very Star Wars Imperial agent, Imperial commander looking sort of stuffy, but
No. Okay, well, that wouldn't be the first death warrant out for me, so business as usual there, I suppose. And you've decided to what? Rebel against your programming? Well, wait,
well,
actually, before I ask that, do I even know that you're an android?
I don't think you do yet.
Okay.
you probably don't know the specifics. Between everything that happened on the planet, I think it was. I'm clearly not normal. Like I picked a dude up and chucked him. Like, and I'm not. He's not like super muscular. Like
Yeah.
he's a just a fit looking gentleman.
And
So like
as far as you've known on the ship, I don't think you've never seen him sleep.
yeah.
But it's a big ship, so maybe
Yeah,
you
and I
probably
mean, I
haven't
do
like gone.
sleep, so.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. I don't. He probably hasn't done this with anyone in iShot, but like when he wants to interface with computer systems, he totally R2D2s it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he's got a little zippy thing in his wrist that just comes out
Okay,
and just
the wrist. Okay.
jacks in.
Yeah.
And it's the far flung future, so people can just have serial
Yeah,
numbers
exactly.
for names.
Which is why I'm just, instead of asking, so you decided to rebel, I'm actually gonna say, so you well, still gonna say that differently. You decided.
I mean,
to,
when he says his name is designation X302, that might trigger a little bit of like oh, you're a robot.
Yeah, well,
So I
mean,
did.
Yes and no. Like he can be
Sure.
a dude who's called X302.
I'll stop interrupting. Go
I'm
ahead.
giving him the benefit of the doubt. So what? You decided to rebel? What? The authorities' politics no longer fitting your ideals?
I could care less about the politics. I was actually quite comfortable in my life. It turns out I discovered some things that having knowledge of was bad for my health, so you would say. And I did not want to return for fear of what they might do with me for sake of being in possession of information they did not wish me to have.
Oh,
Even though they sent me to find it. It's complicated.
Understandable to a degree. And what about you, Escargot?
Oh, it's Armand actually, but
Armand.
yes. One moment. And he like situates himself like he's about to say something very like knowledgeable and pontificate, and then he just stands up as hard as he can, knocks his chair over, and shouts, "We were brought together by the way. We have all been marked for death. We shall find our end in the glorious jaws of the great space worm."
No further questions.
Well, I suppose that's one option. Maybe not
Yes.
the first one.
It's not the first one, but it's the last one.
I can accept those terms.
Well, I've been with weirder crews.
So what is your story? Why were you
Impressive.
stealing this ship? You seem like you may have known the gentleman who purported to own this vessel.
Just chaff.
Didn't seem very agreeable.
No, he wasn't. He never was. Was very disagreeable, even in the playground.
Yeah, and he threw me in jail just because he thought I was some spy.
Wait, are you saying you've known Batra since you were kids?
I'm not necessarily establishing it as lore, but I am. Tiberius did say that. I'm
Okay,
not
okay,
testifying as to whether it was true or not.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
That's fair.
Were you?
A robot? No.
A spy.
Oh, also no.
Okay.
What?
What were you doing on his future ex-ship?
He thought I was some robot, which is ridiculous. I'm obviously Sugmoxian.
Well, he thought you were Ebo 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think Armand's just being an idiot right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
He's
hallucinating. His head's brain cooked.
Yeah, he's recovering from brain burn.
I mean, it's a brain burnt slug. That is something.
It's just it's a sprinkle of salt.
Right. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't mind doing further jobs with you two. You both seem to be rather on the rudderless side of things, other than specifically trying to avoid and or embrace death.
Two sides of the same coin, I suppose. My only requirement: not stay in one place for too long. It's to become a problem.
Oh, I definitely prefer to move around myself, so that is perfectly fine by me.
Oh, also, we should remove those explosives off the ship.
Pardon?
Oh, the explosives I planted on the ship when we took off. We should probably take them off now.
Ah, yes. Let's see about seeing to that immediately.
It's merely a precaution.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be too careful.
Mm.
Well, I suppose we're going to need currency. Perhaps
Yes.
gather some information. I've never been to this moon. At least not that I recall. Although my memory, well, can be a bit spotty.
Well, there is a lot to be done here. We could run legal above the board jobs, but if you would rather avoid that, there's a number of different avenues and or alleys we could take. I don't mind either way. I generally try to at least occasionally perform a fully above board legal and sanctioned job or two, just to keep up appearances, you know. If anyone looks
Yes, a
into
cover,
it.
of course.
Yeah. But you know, yeah, if I'm a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, then no one's gonna ask about what I didn't pay taxes for.
It's perfectly fair. My expertise also lies in the clandestine, primarily. Also with full extermination as a fallback plan.
That can be useful. You've been
I
awful.
don't know what the laws here are, so I don't know what's lawful or not.
That's fair.
Are you generally unfamiliar with the laws of the galaxy that you're in? I'll take that as a yes.
Yes. We were mostly left to our own devices on Slugmoxia. Oh, were they just called the Imperials?
The hegemony.
The hegemony, yeah.
Yeah.
The hegemony mostly just wanted us to mine for resources. So, if we're talking about legality, all I know is that breaks are illegal. Tomfoolery is illegal. Loitering is illegal. Breaks are illegal. They really wanted to hammer that one home. And stopping work for maintenance upon your suit is illegal.
That would seem counterproductive.
Quite.
Oh well,
Yeah,
that's why
that's
we had the. That's why we had a buddy system.
Quite right.
Oh, because it was legal to stop and repair another's suit, but not your own.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
So that bit of travesty that happened on that was your planet that we left. Was being
Yes.
the key word.
Oh yes.
That's part of this religion that you ascribe to.
Yes. You see, every day we wake up looking to the sky, hoping to see the great maw of the great space worm, ready to embrace us in its divine intestinal tract, where it will digest us for 1,000 years, and then we will be expelled back into the universe as stardust and building blocks for future galactic entities.
Fascinating.
That
Wouldn't
would
that
be
mean
Do not worry, I will-
poetic if it weren't so digestive.
No, it's fine. Eba 1 tasked me with teaching the two of you the glories of the great space worm, and I shall impart its teachings upon you.
Sure.
Right.
Information is always useful. Did we interrupt? I mean, you sort of missed the boat, as it were, didn't you?
Yes, so now I must wait in pilgrimage until once more I can encounter the great space worm and fling myself into its let's see, I used maw, I used jaws.
Gaping pipe.
Once again, fling myself into its kisser.
Quite. Do you know a lot
do wanna-
about humans, Armand?
No.
So, the best time and the best way for humans to absorb new knowledge is from a different room while they're asleep.
Very well. I will whisper into your mind as you sleep.
Yeah, you should do that.
I do also want to remind Armand, you do have an artifact, a small
Oh, yeah, I do.
metal pyramid that you recovered from the ruins on Slugmoxia while you were there with Ebo 1. And this is also an artifact, Tiberius, that you were there with the Cult of the Seekers, which is a legal hegemonic faction
Mm.
that you do have a decent relationship with.
Mm.
Basically because of you, is what I'm going to say. You schmoozed your way into the Cult of the Seekers for like a job, and then, that's kind of why you were on Slugmoxia. So yeah, this artifact is something that they were looking for, and that also Ebo 1 was looking for. Or actually, I think they came to Ebo 1 because they knew there was a cult of mystics on Slugmoxia. So you were all there kind of together when Batro showed up and wrecked and wrecked everything. So you do have this small metal pyramid that is a weird. Or artifacts can be. You guys all know this. They can be insane items of magical power that do weird things, or they can also be like keys to the warp gates, which also you guys know that the hegemonic factions are always looking for, because there are like warp gates that they want to repair. So you do have something that is maybe of value to certain people. Oh, it's also illegal to have this, and not turn it in. That's the other thing. You do know that if you don't turn this into either the Church of the Stellar Flame, which is like the really big hegemonic cult. That's the Church of the Stellar Flame. Or if you don't turn it into the Cult of the Seekers, technically it is illegal for you to have this. Although, that's a thing that goes under the radar, like in all kinds of different places.
Yeah, Armand will reach into his little messenger bag and pull this artifact out and like, oh yes, it's also illegal to keep relics to yourself. They must be turned in at the nearest appropriate cult.
Well, there's two.
So yeah, I have this thing.
Do we know what it does?
Yep. It's an artifact. It could literally do anything.
Great.
I could try to turn it on if you want me to.
Maybe not while we're parked on Warren.
Okay, well, I'll wait until we hit orbit.
Yeah, maybe wait.
Okay, I'll wait until we're in the warp speed.
You're No, it makes sense considering the fact what your ultimate goal is. Your intuition absolutely makes sense.
Yes. My wisdom is vast and unknowable.
Focus on the unknowable. So what do you friends feel like doing? Shall we do a job? What kind of job should we do? We are going to run out of money sooner rather than later.
I find in my experience that generally people either want you to retrieve a thing or to eliminate someone, or retrieve a thing from someone and then...
Sometimes you actually have to retrieve a thing from someone and then eliminate him with the thing. That's always fun.
I could see a case for that, yes.
Well, as we are new acquaintances, perhaps we should do something of a more simple variety so that we can ascertain our strengths and weaknesses and see how we better fit into the plans.
Yes, it would be good to analyze your capability. I don't have any information on that, as of yet. Beyond the brief encounter I witnessed as we were boarding the ship, and you missed badly.
Yes, his shot did go wide by quite a bit.
I'm More of a lover than a fighter.
Ah.
Yeah, most of the time the soldiers on the colony said that they were neither.
Oh, did you talk to Josh?
Yes.
Yeah, not a great lover.
So you guys have a couple of different options for maybe where you want to start looking for a job. You do have the connection with the Cult of the Seekers, and if you turn in this artifact to them, that is, you're following the law, and it's possible that they might have some kind of job for you. You also have some black market contacts. You know of some places on Warren that you can go to kind of like talk to some underworld types. Where would you guys start?
Well, right before you began, I was gonna say, let's find the most Dark Souls NPC motherfucker here and talk to them. And I feel like that would be the Cult of the Seekers. So
Probably.
I suppose that's my vote.
Do we want to keep this artifact or do we want to get rid of it? Like, are we in any way invested in it?
Could I possibly vibe check it with Attune and see if like try to get a feel for what it does?
It's about to burn his brain again.
Yeah,
Yes.
Go ahead and give me an attune roll.
Okay, so that's 2 dice or 3 dice? I have 2
What's
pips
your
in it.
attune? It would be 2.
Okay. Yeet. 3 and a 4.
Okay, so a 4. So it is a this is a success with a complication. Yeah, you start to attune to it, and you're getting a sense of what it does. My cat just did something insane back there. Okay, so you're starting to attune to it, and you're getting a sense of what it does. And as you're attuning to it, all of a sudden, and you all see this like tentacled, multi-mouthed aberration, like folds out of space and attaches onto Armand's helmet. And like, I mean, it's your cyber suit, so
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt, but it is like you can feel like because you opened yourself up to the way and you tried to attune to this object, it is sucking the way like out of you, basically. Like you can feel it pulling something out of you as it attaches itself to your helmet.
So yeah, he's going to stand up quickly again and relaunch his chair across the room again. And probably scream something along the way of "You way cursed beast! Get off of me!" And would he start punching himself? Yes. So yeah, Armand just starts punching at it.
Okay.
Do we
Are
see the
you trying to
beast, or
get
is
it off
this
of you?
only in his eyes?
Yes. No. You can all see it. This all just happened. It like folded out of reality and attached itself onto him, and now Armand like got up and started freaking out and is punching himself.
Tiberius is just gonna like be watching the whole scene unfold and then glance over at 302. Was it 302? Yeah. And glance at 302, kind of like, I wonder what they're gonna do about this.
I'm fascinated to find out. It's if that's what the artifact does, I don't think it's very useful.
They think they might better give it to the cult. You all right there,
Armand.
"Be gone!" And he's gonna slam his head into the table.
Armand, do you want to use an action to try to get this thing off of you?
Yes, please.
What would you like to use?
Hmm. Hmm. You know what? I think scrap
Okay.
is scrap the fighting move.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Typically.
Okay, so yeah, he's gonna wrestle this thing on his head. So
Okay. Go ahead
That
and give
is-
me a scrap roll.
all right, that is 2. A 6 and a 2.
Hey, a 6 is a success. Yeah, you managed to grab this thing by a couple of tentacles and rip it off of your helmet, and it's you know the feeling of this like parasitic force like pulling the way energy out of you, it lessens, but it is still doing it. It is like latched on to your way essence and is trying to pull it out of you. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I believe in these circumstances, it's best to follow contamination protocol. An X-302 will reach into a nearby compartment that maybe nobody even realized was there, and he's going to pull out a flamethrower and just start cooking this thing.
Beautiful.
I just imagine like he doesn't even try to avoid Armand. Just
No,
cooks the creature, and Armand's just standing there in like ruined robes. It's just like, aha!
As you turn the flamethrower on, I'm not going to make you roll anything for this. As you turn the flamethrower on and light Armand and the creature on fire, you see the creature, like, it does give out a little bit of, like, a... and, and like, squeals, and then disappears. Like, folds out of Armand's hands. And that feeling goes away.
That's how Cousin Terrence died the first time.
The first time.
But yeah, Armand is on fire. So,
He
Oh, he's on fire. Oops. Do we have any like fire extinguishers?
I mean, there's no way you don't.
Yeah, I was about to
On a
say if the
ship-
ship doesn't blast me with foam,
Can I?
like
yeah.
we have bigger problems than cash.
You don't have anything that good, but you definitely have
I
some fire extinguishers.
Drop
so.
a pile of sand on the flaming slug.
pocket sand.
Go ahead and why don't you give me some kind of an action roll here, though, Tiberius, for you gotta
Okay.
like run and grab the fire extinguisher and come over and put him out.
I
What
mean,
would you
it's-
use?
Scramble.
Yeah, I was about to say it sounds like a scramble roll, just because I'm scrambling to turn to
Yeah.
to put the fire out.
Sounds right to me. Go ahead and roll it.
What is it? Remind me what gambits are and how they work.
Oh, gambits are technically you're supposed to use them on jobs.
Oh, okay.
But I'll let you. No, I mean I'll let you use one now if you want to. No, actually, I'm not gonna let you use it.
That's
They're
fine.
they're kind of meant to be used on jobs.
Yeah,
for
that's,
something like
good.
really
I just like,
risky.
completely forgot what they do. So,
They just
yeah.
give you an extra die.
You can push yourself for an extra die.
You can also do that.
Yeah, let's. Yeah, I think the continued existence of a fellow player in this game is worth pushing. So that's 3 dice because my scramble is a 2.
Yeah, and then you need to give yourself 2 stress for pushing yourself.
Yep.
All right, so that'll give you 3 dice to roll on scramble.
That's double 6s.
Hey,
Nice.
that's a critical. I mean, there was one very close by. You knew exactly where it was. I think you were looking for it already before this whole situation went down.
Probably, yeah.
And
Like the
yeah,
moment that the
yeah,
slug
so you
went,
managed-
like let me investigate this. by using the because honestly, the last time I witnessed the slug using the way, a planet got eaten by a worm. So I think I was definitely looking for all possible contingencies.
Yeah, you put the fire out, no problem. Armand, you're fine. The creature did not attach itself to you for very long, and the fire did not damage your mech suit. So everything is okay. But there is no body of whatever this way parasite thing was, which leads you to believe it might still be around. But for now, it's gone.
It's not the type of thing that normally happens.
No.
Maybe
I will
we
destroy Sister Henrietta later. But for now, I have no idea what this thing does.
maybe we keep it at that and give the thing over to
Well,
the Seekers.
Here's actually what I'll say. You did get a success with a complication. So you did
Oh,
get a
yeah.
little bit of a feeling of what it does. And from what you can tell, it's not incredibly powerful. You would guess that it is probably maybe some kind of gate key, maybe not like a major piece of a warp gate, but it's a piece of a technology. It's definitely not powerful on its own. It's got to be connected to something else. It's kind of the feeling that you're getting from it.
It is merely a component to a greater machine. It's borderline useless on its own.
Beautiful. So
Yes, and I see no reason to keep it as contraband. That would be
I agree.
unnecessary risk.
So let's go. Do you agree? I mean, I know the cult of the Seekers a little bit. They're a nice enough bunch once you get past the doctrines.
They're a bunch of weirdos.
Good tea. Excellent biscuits.
You guys
Excellent
have
homemade
a-
biscuits.
You guys have a +1 rating with the Cult of the Seekers, which means
Oh,
they will
yeah, we
help you
do.
if they will help you if it causes no problems or significant cost for them, and they expect the same from you. So it's a very simple, helpful relationship.
It's fine by me. I find people that deeply believe in things really do.
You
you're
broke
cutting
off
out.
there a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I just said I believe people who have a deep belief in things are the easiest to manipulate anyway. It's fine by me to continue that relationship.
Yes, they're a bunch of idiots. I agree.
Well, you have a couple of different options if you want to get in touch with them. You can try to contact some of the people you know on the Ansible network. There is probably some kind of Cult of the Seekers outpost here, although you're not super familiar with it, so you might have to, figure out where it is, but that's not going to be super hard for you. How about this? We'll say you guys... Tiberius, you know a guy named Yor Brahim, who who was the leader of the expedition on Slugmoxia. He's kind of who you got to hire you onto that expedition as extra muscle or whatever you convinced them of. And he would probably be the person you would want to try to get in touch with, hoping he is still alive.
Yeah. Let's see about that.
So you go to the Ansible network and ring, and pretty quickly, your answers the network, and he's got like brown skin, black hair that's kind of short and messy. He's a little bit heavier set, and he sees you on the other end of the line, and he's like, "Oh, Tiberius, I'm so glad that you're alive. That was an insane thing that happened. We barely managed to escape the planet, but it's good to see you."
It's good to see you too, and I never had a doubt in my mind that you would be able to escape a giant planet-swallowing worm. I mean, come on. It doesn't even have appendages.
I'm glad you're calling. I was hoping to maybe get in touch with you or other people from the expedition, although I'm not sure who survived. But we got to those ruins, and I know we got hands on the artifact, but then everything went haywire. That a guy showed up blasting blaster fire everywhere, and everything just went haywire. I'm not sure who got away with the artifact.
Yeah, it's a real doozy. It's a real mystery who got away with the artifact. I don't know either. But I got this really cool paperweight.
Are you messing with me right now? You have it? You hold it up to him.
Yeah, I hold it up.
Oh, that is a good. It's a good sign. Well, if you want to bring it to us, you'd have to bring it to us on Mem. We made our way back there a couple of days ago. Where are you right now?
We making port in Morin. Needed some repairs for my ship and
Yeah.
half.
Well, then you'd have to jump systems over to Holt and make your way over here. But we have a research station here on Mem, and that would probably be yeah. You bring it here, and then we'll analyze it and we'll figure some stuff out. And I'm sure you guys. I don't know what your situation is, but if you want, we can probably have a little bit of work for you. There's more artifacts we're looking to find.
Yeah, I'll float that to my crew while we're on our way to bring you this. Any ideas and or warnings as to what not to do with the artifact? Just don't want any issues.
Well, I mean, I definitely wouldn't let anybody try to attune to it or anything like that. You never know what could happen.
Yeah, no, that
but
would be silly.
I just keep it under wraps and bring it here, and we'll figure out what it does. I'm glad you're alive. Things got real hairy there. I never knew I would see a great wave beast eat an entire planet, but that's something for the books.
That's definitely scratching off a couple of bingo card fields for people.
Well, I'll see you when you get here.
Yeah, see you.
We got work to do.
I'm happy you survived too.
And he hangs up.
Okay. Gonna head back to the other two. I'm just gonna say, okay. We need to get to Mem to deliver this artifact, so we've got to jump systems. Do you two have any unfinished business here that you want to take care of before we go about doing that? I say, pretending that I know how much of an issue or not it is to jump systems.
Well, let me tell you really quick.
Awesome.
So,
Looking forward
you
to
guys
that.
are in Rin. You guys are in the Rin system. If you guys look at the map that I put in images, you can see this too. You're in the Rin system. There's a warp gate that goes from Rin to the Holt system. The Holt system is where Mem is.
Yeah.
This warp gate, is a little unstable. But typically travel between systems is fine. So you would have to get to the warp gate and then warp to Holt and then get to Mem. Now, I am going to start implementing the fuel rule. You guys only have a 1 rating in engines, which means you only have 2 fuel. So you would have to jump. You could just fly regularly, which would take no extra fuel, to the warp gate, and then you can warp to Holt, which is 1 fuel, and then you can jump drive to Mem, which is 1 fuel. It would just take you a little bit of time to get from Warren to the warp gate. Or you could try to refuel somewhere on the way if you wanted to, like maybe jump somewhere a little closer to the gate, there is a planet called Baftoma, which is just like a husk. It's like a mined out husk that has been abandoned. It's all just like rocks and scaffolding, basically, like just a total husk of a planet.
That doesn't
Just
sound
like,
necessarily
so you're
like
not
a planet that would have fuel on it, though. Or does
not
it?
necessarily, no.
Yeah.
So it's kind of up to you guys here. I would let you guys maybe buy extra fuel. I think that is a reasonable thing to do because they're like fuel cells. You know, it's not liquid
Yeah.
fuel.
Ah.
So I would let you guys buy like a disposable fuel cell for 1 cred, which would give you another 2 fuel
And one more
if you wanted
question.
to.
Normal travel without jumping from Rin to Warp Gate, from Warp Gate to Mem, and from Warp Gate to Zonhandra. Is that all roughly the same distance? Is that all roughly the same time? Is something shorter?
It's those are gonna be so you cannot go through the warp gate without fuel.
Yeah, that is clear.
You can't travel like normally without fuel through the warp gate. If you just want to travel normally from Warren to the warp gate, it would take you weeks.
Okay.
Which isn't a huge problem, but we'll kind of abstract that in some way. You do have a parasite on the ship you guys need to deal with.
Yeah.
And then it would probably be about the same if you were to go from the warp gate in Holt to either Sanhandra or Mem. It would be the same thing. It would be
Okay.
several weeks of travel. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
kind of what you're looking at.
I'm willing to buy fuel if we just need a couple of fuel cells.
Yeah, that seems to be the best option because I don't think we're gonna have a whole lot of luck on Beftoma finding fuel, and our other option is to travel for weeks, either now to the warp gate or from the end warp gate to Mem.
I mean, that would give me time to teach the two of you the glory of the great space worm.
So fuel it is then.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're like, I'll buy. It's fine. We'll just
let's go get some fuel, and we get fuel. We jump to the gate. We jump through the gate. We jump to Mem. Then that should leave us with one more fuel cell.
Yep. While we're shopping, I had thought to possibly upgrade some of the information systems in this vessel. It's a bit
That is
antiquated.
not a bad idea.
Is there a place where we could do above table? I want to buy a insight training. I want to establish it like a research / communications intelligence lab. It's like computer systems and relays and.
So that is going to be something you're going to have to do in your next downtime activity. That would be like acquiring an asset. So I'm not going to let you do it now. You're going to have to wait, especially because you guys know it might cost a little bit of money to do that. So you never know. So yeah, we'll have to save that for the next downtime. But acquiring a fuel cell, I mean, I'll let you guys grab one of those. Whoever wants to pay for it, you can get a fuel cell that has 2 fuel in it.
I'll pay for it. Armand doesn't have much need for creds at the moment.
All
Yes.
right.
So take away my cred.
Let's talk about this just because it's a fun thing to talk about. You've got some flight here. So when you guys use the jump drive, there are hyperspace lanes that are maintained by the Starsmiths Guild and some Seekers Cult members that map the hyperspace lanes. Because you have a jump drive, you can enter those lanes, usually via large rings near the lane endpoints. So they're like highways that you can kind of jump onto with your ship. Sometimes, though, if you're like a good pilot or an engineer, you can do it anywhere along the path. So you guys, there is a hyperspace lane from Warren to the jump gate, so that's not a problem at all. So yeah, you guys kind of get over to the gate and then activate your jump drive and go through the rings and have kind of not like warp speed kind of thing, but you enter into this like current that just like zooms you through space, and you exit out of the ring by the warp gate. And the warp gate is very similar to the hyperspace lane, but it's massive. I mean, gigantic dreadnoughts and stuff can multiple of them can move through the warp gate at the same time. It is this floating technological marvel in space that was left behind by the that you guys, as far as you know, your society like barely can tap into and understand. But you guys get to the warp gate, and there's like times when they open the warp gate up, like every amount of minutes or whatever. So you guys have to sit and wait for a little bit before the warp gate opens up. You have some time.
Your mentioned that they might have some more artifact finding work for us once we're there. That might be a good way to replenish a little bit of our money.
Oh,
Seems
lovely.
enough. Hope that the next one doesn't lead to, a planet being devoured.
We'll see.
Quite. In the meantime, Armand, Parasite?
Yes.
What about what's this talk about a parasite on ship?
Oh, yes. Eba 1 said that we have an infestation. There are way parasites attached to the ship. And one of my solemn duties as a follower of the warp is not only to guide you in the ways of the Great Space Worm, but also pest control.
Well, and you guys saw it earlier.
Yeah.
You guys saw it.
We have
Oh, is that the thing that was...
Yes.
And we have an infestation of those.
Well, it might just be one. Warp or way creatures are rather peculiar. They don't really obey the laws of the universe. They can kind of just do whatever they want. So there could be multiple. There could just be one. All I know is I must kill it.
So how does
Preferably
one
in honorable combat, but dishonorable combat works too.
And how do you know?
The Way told me so.
Now, opening warp gate, and you see, the iris of the warp gate slowly opens, and your batch of ships is allowed to jump through. And this is much more like a Star Wars, warp speed, just like, and or like, I've been watching Stargate SG-1. That like just insane. Like you enter into the warp gate, and then you zoom millions of miles and then exit out the other side super quickly, and you're all on the other side into a new system. I mean, it's all space, so whatever.
Yeah.
And then you guys jump into a hyperspace lane, similar, basically the exact same as before, and come out onto a blue planet, which you know to be Mem. Let's talk about Mem really quick. You guys. This is an ocean planet that was colonized by the hegemony for almost 100 years before the Memish Xenos here actually made themselves known. So there's been some dispute between the hegemonic factions and the Memish military. So there's kind of an ongoing thing that has been a problem here. As you guys station outside, outside of orbit, and then get into your shuttle to fly down to the Cult of the Seekers research compound, which is, it's like a big ocean planet basically. So it's kind of like Camino from Star Wars. There's just these like outposts of water, or outposts sticking out of the water in various places along the planet. And sometimes there's land, but it's pretty rare. You guys fly down, and when you land, you get out, and there are just hegemonic officials in sashes all over the place. You see Memish labor bosses, and they have like blue or green skin. They're kind of, pretty normal humanoid looking for the most part, but then they have like tentacle hair. And they seem to maybe have like neck gills and webbed fingers and stuff like that. So you'll see sometimes like a person in a sash talking to one of these Memish people. There's spires rising from the underwater government palaces to the open air pavilions. And there's also, from here, there's actually tourists. This is a kind of a tourist location, too, that's turning into where there's submersibles to go see all the local sea life. There's, like, insane giant whales and turtles and things you've never seen before. And then you'll also see, as you guys are disembarking, there are like human scientists in big giant like yellow exosuits that are loading onto submersibles to go down and explore the depths. So here you are at the Cult of the Seekers research station on Mem.
Armand's gonna
guys-
look around at this idyllic, like tropical paradise and just scowl as much as a featureless robot face can, and just say, "This is a planet of death."
And this one actually, you've seen a lot of those like places just sticking out of the water. This actually is an island. This is like a little island base that you guys are on. Yeah. So there you go. When you exit and start walking around, someone directs you to yours office. When you get there, he's arguing with a Memish, what seems to be maybe like a scientist with like a big goggle on one eye, and they're arguing about something in a language you don't understand. And then when they see you come in, the Memish person says, "Never mind, I'll be on my way," and walks out of the room. And Yor turns to all of you and he goes, "Oh,
Yor,
Tiberius, it's so good to see you." And he
so
comes
good to
over
see
and
you too.
shakes your hand.
How are you doing?
Welcome to Mem.
Thank you. Quite the planet you've got here.
Yes. Yes, it's we've got a lot of research work to do exploring underneath the water, and cultural relations between us and the Memish have been difficult recently with research sites. Something about contaminating cultural importance. I don't know. Seems like hogwash to me. There's scientific discovery to be made here, and I think they know that too. So, but anyway, you have something for me.
I do. I believe my gelatinous friend is holding it at the moment.
He turns to he goes, gelatinous? I'm sorry.
Look over at the robot.
Oh, Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Yor.
You have volunteered to spend your tenure on a planet of pure death. I respect that. Here's the triangle.
Oh, thank you. I don't exactly know what to make of that, but we will
It's salt
have...
water. It's
Oh.
evil. It destroys all it touches.
Oh, are you a Slugmoxian?
Oh, yes.
Well, don't worry. Our submersible equipment is designed to keep any of that dangerous salt water away from your mech suit. So don't worry.
Good.
He hands it. He kind of like looks at it for a second, and then he hands it off to like another research assistant. There's tons of people like bustling around in this room. He's like, look, they'll analyze this and figure this out, and we'll get some answers about what exactly that artifact is. But it's actually really good that you've arrived. I was hoping that I would have somebody who I could have check out something. We're having a little bit of a problem with the local authorities about a holy research site, and so they don't want government or anything going in. And that's what they kind of see us as. But I'm hoping that maybe a third party who isn't as involved with the hegemony, could maybe go down and check out these ruins and see what they can find. It might, you might want to be a little quiet about it. You might make some people locally upset. But we haven't explored these ruins, and there are readings coming from this planet. There have to be things here that we can find to help repair the Hantu gate and get us through to the Hantu system. So that's what I am asking of you, if you're willing to do it.
I have to confer with my two companions what they feel like doing. You know me, I'm always up for a romp.
Seems a suitable assignment.
I'm sorry. I'm confused. They are not allowing you to explore the ruins? That's an option?
We have...
The Homogeny just shot my people until we complied.
That is one way to do it.
Well, the Slugmoxians signed a treaty of compliance in exchange for the technology to build their mech suits so that they would not be stuck in their slug bodies forever. It's a common history of the treaty between the hegemony and the Slugmoxians. It's just something that was agreed to. The Memish have not agreed to as many things. They are more protective of their planet, and while there are treaties and agreements that are in place, there's stuff they don't want us doing. And if we break those rules, it can cause problems. But if you're not an official member of the hegemony, if you're not officially acting on Cult of the Seeker's business, technically, you're not breaking any bylaws.
I see. What do you two say?
Well, sounds like a rather simple infiltration.
Oh yes, sure. I am rather stealthy.
Quite.
Alrighty. It sounds like we're in agreement.
Well, we will set you up with a submersible so that you can head down to the ruins, and hopefully it's not a huge problem for you. There will be suits to be able to explore, diving suits to get out into the underwater. We don't have the heavy research diving suits. Unfortunately for you, they'll be a little bit simpler, but limited but incredible air supply. I don't think you'll have too much to worry about down there. But yes, I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
What's the pressure like at that depth? Is it sustainable for a person of ambulatory origin?
Well, we've really mastered the science behind the suits in that capacity. So you don't really have too much to worry about in terms of pressure, unless your suit gets punctured or you leave your suit for some strange reason. But they are built out of pretty sturdy material. They're just not the vulcanized, galvanized steel that we make the heavy research suits out of. But they'll serve you just fine. He says, "Well, it's up to you guys. You can head down this evening. Although you just arrived on the planet today, maybe you want to head out in the morning."
Well, it's up to you two. It's effectively always nighttime under the water.
Yes. And the sooner we can get off this death world, the better.
So they lead you to an orange submarine. It's, pretty standard old school propeller wings sort of design. It's small though. It's not like super long. It's almost more like a more modern submersible craft that holds maybe 10 to 12 people, and they kind of show you some of the controls. And if any of you have helm, which I think multiple of you do, as they explain it, you quickly are like, oh, it's a lot like exploring a ship or controlling a ship in space. You're just a little bit more traction because you're underwater. And they're like, yeah, you totally got it. It won't be super difficult. And
this submersible is totally safe. They're using a Mad Catz instead of a Logitech.
Also, we're not billionaires. To my knowledge.
You're not. So you guys can start getting ready for this job. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to roll the engagement roll for this job.
And what is an engagement roll?
An engagement roll is going to give us an idea of where you guys are kind of starting off in the job. Because, you're up here in the submersible for now, but you have to get down to the ruins. So the engagement roll will kind of let us know how easy it is for you guys to get down to the ruins. Maybe something really bad is going to happen. Or maybe you guys will roll really well and you'll be able to get down to the ruins no problem. I just have to find the stupid job section. Okay. Here we go. Engagement roll. So, is this operation... you always start with one die. It's a fortune roll. You always start with one die. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? Take +1 die. I don't think this is particularly bold or daring. Does this plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? I'm actually going to say in a way that yes. It kind of does. Your target is technically an artifact. But in a way this exposes a vulnerability of like the Memish people. There's like some weird complicated stuff here. So I'm going to give you a die for that one. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? Yes. Higher tier target will give you -1 die. I actually think this is a higher tier target, so we're going to take one away. So we're back down to 2.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna let you roll 2 dice here for the or actually I roll them, I guess, for the engagement roll, and that is a 3.
Oof.
So this is bad. You guys are in a desperate position as you start off into this job. So here's what we're gonna say.
The battery ran out on the Mad
You-
Cats.
No, no.
Don't worry,
nothing
they've
quite
named
like
the
that.
submersible after the Memian god of safety, Titanic.
Ah, yes.
I mean, it's already underwater.
You guys realize pretty quickly that Mem is a dangerous. I mean, you might be right, Armand. This is a planet of death. It is almost entirely an ocean world with, insane underwater creatures. If you know anything about the underwater creatures on Earth and how, weird they get, you can only imagine the kinds of things you run into on Mem. So pretty quickly, as you start running down, a massive squid takes attention to your submersible and starts coming over and seems like it's gonna like attach itself to you. You don't know what you did to make it mad, but it is coming to get you. Who's driving?
Not me.
What was your pilot?
1.
Well, that's better than what I have.
Yeah, I can drive. That's fine.
Are you the only one with helm?
Maybe. Am I
Well,
the
you
only one
both
with
have
help?
helm. No, you and
Oh yeah,
Tiberius both
I
have
do
one.
have one in helm. Yeah.
So I mean, but
So,
it sounds like
same
X302 is driving the submersible.
Yeah, definitely.
That's fine.
I don't want to tell you what to roll. That's actually not my job to do. But you have a giant squid coming your way. What do you guys want to do?
Any suggestions?
I don't suppose this has guns, does it?
It does. It does have some weaponry on this submersible. You have like photon torpedoes.
Number 1. Yeah, I suppose I would attempt to speed up and or evade and then encourage someone else to man the guns and attempt to dissuade this creature from further pursuit.
Okay. What kind of action do you want to give me to get away? You just want to do a helm, or you have an idea for another kind of roll?
Actually, I take that back. I have a better idea. Because X302's experience as an infiltrator primary, he's going to do something really crazy, and he's going to get a burst of speed going, cut all the power, and go silent, and just shoot like a dart towards where they're going, and he's going to try and stealth past the squid. So it'll be a skulk.
I love it. I love
Nice.
it. Give me a skulk roll. And always remember that you can push yourself for some stress if you want to add an extra die. And you can also always ask me for a devil's bargain if you want an extra die, which, you get an extra die, but if it goes wrong, something bad can happen. So just something to throw out there mechanically.
This is a risky
but-
maneuver, so I think the devil's bargain makes sense.
Okay. Well, here's what I'll say for the devil's bargain. You'll get the extra die, but if you fail, the squid is going to attach itself to your ship and start eating into the hull of the submersible. It's going to start getting bad really fast. So,
That's fair.
okay.
That's a 6.
Okay.
Nice.
You do exactly what you said. You speed up This thing is chasing you, and then you shut all the power down and start drifting a little bit, and you kind of see the black form of this massive squid just right over the top of the submersible. And you guys start to drift slowly down towards the ruins. You have like a little radar on your ship, and the destination was programmed in beforehand, so you know where you're heading down to. But as you head down, the bioluminescence, you don't have any lights on or anything, but the bioluminescence from all the moss and underwater life slowly starts to light up as you get deeper and deeper and deeper. And eventually, you can maybe start to see down in the distance, there is some kind of like temple in the water. But it's pretty far away. You're starting to get down to it. You might want to kick the engines back on as you're heading down.
For those of you
that
who
was...
require breath, you can resume now.
I was going to say that was a desperate roll for standard effect. So go ahead and mark 2 XP in the category that Skulk is in. I think that's prowess. Right?
Prowess, yeah.
So there you go. So you guys are heading down, and there's not really anything in your way, and the whole temple kind of slowly starts to reveal itself out of the water, and you kick the lights back on and start heading in, and eventually you get to a point where you're pretty sure there's like an entrance that you can get the water suits on and get out into the water and out into this underwater temple. You dock the ship and suit up and start, go into, there's like a wet room. It slowly fills up, and then the door opens, and there's all this, like, it's dark, but you guys have the lights, but there's all this, like, there's fish swirling around and, like, giant starfish latched onto rocks as you guys slowly clomp out into the water towards this giant temple. And I think we're going to leave it there for tonight.
Huzzah!
It's a cool place to end.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, that was Space Surfers. It was a game of Scum and Villainy from Evil Hat Games. I'm Fisher, and we got John and Dee and Adam here. Hey, check us out at Would Be Heroes. We got other games going on. John, actually, I'm playing in a game that John runs. Do you want to plug that real quick, John?
Yes. Every other Mondays, for example, this coming Monday and every other Monday after that, we will be playing Amber Hearts, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign. Heavily inspired by various animes that I like.
Power Rangers, Gurren Lagann. It's got a cool tokusatsu mecha anime kind of vibe that's, I think, going to be going on. So I'm excited. I play a robot in that game, so that's fun. Well, you can find me at most places at Screw and Tuna or at Twitch at Franchise Fatigue, where I like to play all kinds of different video games. John, what about you?
I can be found online at Crim's Bacon. I stream with my friend over on his channel, Bore Immortal. I can be found on my podcast, Bacon Flavored Pods, where we are currently running a Beacon game set in the world of Final Fantasy XII, as well as a coming up soon game set in the Manifest system. Mecha vs. Kaiju is currently on hiatus until we can get some schedules sorted out. But yeah, I think that's me. Oh, also I'm on dang near everything else here on Woodby.
Adam, what about you?
The best place to find me is at my card, soulbind.card.co. Most places on the internet I'm known as Soulbind. I've got links to my VO demos and music stuff that I've worked on, TTRPGs that I've done, actual plays and things. So if you're curious, my social links are all on there. Go check it out. I'm involved in a few things here on Would Be Heroes, playing the Cypher system that D magnanimously runs every other Saturday when we're not playing this game.
Yeah, and D, last but not least, as always, why don't you plug that Cypher System game too?
Hey everyone, I'm D or Night Wonder. That's Wonder with an O. You can find me pretty nearly everywhere with under Night Wanderer. That's Wonder with an O. I do run the Cypher System game Gilded Age, which is I think this is the which is happening on the Saturdays that these games are not happening on, the alternating ones. We are slowly wrapping up towards a season finale with some interesting lore and stuff that has happened by our by the meddling of our heroes. You can also find
I have
me
no idea
on...
what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No idea. You can also find me on John's podcasts. I do play in the Mecha vs. Kaiju game, which is on hiatus. I do play in the Beacon game, and I do play in the game that is to be announced. You can also find me on Ben Newbon Cybertopia podcast playing Toby or Resilient Test Subject number. I actually forgot the serial number that I gave him. You can find me on my own Twitch under Night Wonder. That's Wonder with an O. I stream thrice a week. Currently I am streaming Baldur's Gate 3. My community definitely voted to get back to that. Baldur's Gate 3, then Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, the original, where we are currently doing our second playthrough. After a normal playthrough as a Gangrel, we are now doing a playthrough as a Malkavian to make it extra spicy. I think that is all. You can find all of my links on the link tree, and otherwise also check out the itch page, which has 123D6, a system that I wrote that we actually showcased on this channel some weeks ago as a Halloween one-shot. It's a very simple and very easy system to learn. It has very few rules, and it is very easy to plug into a game night if your regular group does not have all of its players there that are needed to run a game. I think that is all of the stuff that I have, and if it is not, you will hear about it in some other edition because I cannot think anymore.
I gotta say, if you guys get a new season of that Cypher System game started up, and you have an extra space, I am interested. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, you guys. We all like you, probably more than you like us, but that's
It's the nature of any
Have a good
healthy
night.
relationship.
Yeah. See ya. Bye.
May you all be devoured by the great space worm.
Okay.